learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in at December 31st, 2021, and I'm gonna buy one stock tomorrow for the end of the year, and it's gonna be the S&P, baby. There's gonna be a lot of trades after what we saw today. It was a very awkward move, but we are probably going to get a lot of movement tomorrow, and even if we don't, we're probably gonna start the new year off with a bang. But I hope you guys are ready for the new year. There was a bunch of different things today, from Elon saying there was going to be a recession, the CDC, and even one of the best days since 2008 for the China stock. So there was a lot of different movement, and even how we started off today, it was looking pretty good. It was looking very, very healthy. It was looking like a normal rotation, but then the bonds got a little bit out of hand, and it puts us at a very interesting point for the end of this week and year. We are still up since the day after Christmas, but now there is a lot of different tensions coming into the final day. So we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to go over all of that stuff, what happened in the market today, what we're looking at for tomorrow in the new year, the plays that we made. We took a couple of profits, and I did open a few more trades that I'm actually kind of liking here, and then I still got more than one of those trades for tomorrow. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes for open. It's the first link in the description, and it's pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/the-stock-market. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch us come to life, and yes, if you rode with us every single day, baby, then yeah, this is the place to be, and you're meant for it, baby, and we love you, and God bless you, and the most important thing you need to do, post or watch below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything. Post them below and source that information. Shout out to Chad, baby, and good work on the reach. So we're going to talk about those more too. Hopefully you like that, but really though, big shout out to everybody in the comments. But right off the bat, there was a couple of different things today. Again, everything in the morning was looking good. I think the best way to describe today is simply it was awkward. So the positive thing about today was that middle of the day, the NASDAQ was actually up 0.5%. We started the morning with the Dow up, and remember, the Dow has been on a streak, so today it finally broke that, but the Dow was leading in the morning, and then it flip-flopped, and it was a real sign of rotation. You kind of saw the market pinned, and while it looked like the market wasn't doing anything, you really just saw a lot of the Dow names that have been leading go down, and then a lot of the big tech went up, but then a couple of different things kind of correlated. So a little bit prior to the big drop here, we got the news about the CDC and the cruise ships. Remember, we broke that news a couple of days ago. We got it when it did break, and we talked about it, and all of the cruise lines kept going up. Well, today, there was finally a reaction as the CDC said, avoid cruise travel even if you are vaccinated. So that was kind of middle of the day. It kind of added a little bit of weakness. We were chilling, but again, I mean, it was overall pretty positive. You could see that market wasn't doing too much. The premiums were going back and forth, and then around here is when the Elon tweet correlates. So he tweeted about pretty much an imminent recession. He said no later than 2023. And it's hard to say if this really had a market impact, but again, low volume and everything, but this was just something people are discussing. But now, coming into your first pretty picture, if there is going to be kind of some of this push-pull bearish sentiment, because again, a lot of people are looking at the Santa Claus rally, starting the year off and getting ready. Some people are bringing up the tax loss harvesting, the window dressing, and then there's a lot of people who are like, wait a minute, we should be getting puts. It's ran up a lot. There's still a more cautious side, and some people are either looking for beginning of the year sell-off or something of that nature. And I think the answer to all of this is really going to lie in the data and then all of the economic activity we're going to be getting as we kick off the year. And that's what this pretty picture is showing you. We did get jobless claims data today, and then we did get some of those PMI and inventories this week. And what a lot of people are starting to piece together is that good news may start to become bad news. So some of you guys have been confused over the year where it's like, wait, isn't like 10%, 50% inflation bad? But no, the market loved it, right? Everyone's going up on that. But now with certain things like jobless claims dropping, and if the employment gets better, people are going to start talking about tapering. But now a big thing, we went over this, some people are looking at the jobs, the PMIs, and inventories to say, well, wait a minute, if the supply chain issues get better, we are probably going to see a lot more negative impacts with employment, the need for it. And then if some of these problems go away, it may not be as good as people think. So point I'm trying to highlight is that we got a lot of data we're coming into at the beginning of the year. And even right now, there is just a lot of tension, but you can kind of see why. I mean, we had a big rally. What you got before Christmas and then right after was no joke. And now we're chilling out. It looks like it's kind of downward. Tomorrow's the final day, and then we kick off a new year. So how we set up tomorrow and even how we take off from the beginning, it is going to be very, very pivotal. So given what we saw today, the final point I want to make is just watch for the quote-unquote everything rally. I'm not talking about the giant everything bubble, but what we saw today, again, the last couple of days, remember the NASDAQ was red, but the Dow closed green again. We've been watching some of these rotations, and again, the NASDAQ did better today, but if it closed green, it kind of highlighted this, but we talked about this a lot today. We said just be on the lookout for everything now to move at once. So I'm either thinking tomorrow or even Monday, there's going to be some point where every single industry kind of gets some positivity, because lately it's been a lot of back and forth, push and pull. One does it one day, then the other takes over, and that's what's kind of been creating these stalling out moves. Surprisingly, in the last couple of days here, the most volatile thing has been bonds and not equities, and well, that says a lot too. So coming into the company news and events, a pretty straightforward day. Again, one of the bigger pieces here was what it had to do with travel, CDC. Some people even started thinking about other industries and what might happen, but the CDC said even if you are vaccinated, you should avoid cruise lines. So they finally got hit today, but I believe since December, a lot of them are up like 15%. So we'll see how that one plays out. And again, if any of the travel headlines or headlines related to the virus like this could hurt some of the travel stocks, but some of them did do good today. Then the next piece of news, AMD, they went up a little bit after hours and XLNX dropped off of this, but they said that they are now seeing the completion of the XLNX acquisition by first quarter of 2022. So a lot of eyes have been on that. Again, the chip makers had a very interesting day today too, so I would be watching that coming into tomorrow. Then XERS, it's a cheap stock, and this one I'm going to keep an eye on for tomorrow, but they're up 35% after hours. We'll see if the retail effect and even what we saw with small caps, if this gets juice. They got an FDA approval. It's looking good right now. I didn't do too much research into it, but this was one of the bigger after hour movers here, so keep your eye out for that one. And then Putin and Biden, they had their call, and it sounded a lot like the ones we've heard. It pretty much same narrative. U.S. said that we would retaliate if they invade, and like, you know, they made it all stirred and all that. And again, this is all my opinion on it. And my opinion after hearing it, Russia did say this is a prelude to another agreement. They're looking to actually get around some NATO stuff. It's kind of looking like Russia may not really be doing what they're doing. So it may fall back or ease up. It could just be some political negotiation. Again, this is just my opinion, but we'll see how that plays out. That was a big piece of news. Some people said that's why we got the drop here today, because again, the phone call did correlate around there, but there was just a lot of things. I think even just today was kind of just normal movement mixed with a little bit of retail tension, but there was that. And then even to the Omicron again, JP Morgan and Citi, they have told their workers to start the new year and the first quarter of 2022 from working from home still. So that's an interesting update. And then China stocks, the Golden Dragon Index, and a lot of them, even beyond just the China tech stocks, they have had their best day since 2008. And here's the kicker. There wasn't really any news today. We've been doing good here over the last few days, and some people say that may have spurred it. China did good too, but there wasn't any news besides what you've been getting the last couple days with them cutting rates and same time kind of tightening on things. But a lot of people are saying, well, China stocks have now finally hit a multi-year support level. They're saying it's time to buy. If uncertainty in the U.S. goes up, some people are starting to look to the heavily beaten down China names that have just been clobbered. So pretty interesting. We'll see if that one continues. And then MSTR, nobody knows what they do, but they bought more Bitcoin today. And then Peter Schiff responded and he said, well, imagine what Bitcoin price would be if you never bought it. So there you go. There you go. But we got our work cut out for us tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting day. It's going to be the final one. So I hope you're ready to end it on a good note and start the new year. So I hope you're ready. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I got 3 different stacks that I'm looking at coming into tomorrow. But the first one, I'm going to start here with the S&P. I'm going to be looking at the SPY. So again, if you've been watching these last couple weeks in the volatility, if you were been there live on stream, I've been doing a lot of these trades. They are extremely risky. So be careful. Again, option trading is extremely risky. Unless the most financial no purpose, only thing for the day. But seriously, again, we could lose a lot on them, but really, I just keep them around like $100 there, and then I'm really quick to flip them if we're going out there. But keep it small. I think tomorrow we'll be excited, but I'm going to be looking at some of the positioning. Again, if we cool down or if we take off, it could say a lot. But again, you got 2 more days left of this quote-unquote Santa Claus rally, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going to be eyeing the SPY plays, and I did make another one of the plays. Remember, I got those other weeklies the other day. Those are down 50%, so I didn't average down on those. I'm still watching them, even though they're down. Again, we're going to talk about that one, but today, I grabbed the ones that expire tomorrow. I grabbed the 480 contracts, spent 21 cents. I got them later in the day when things were dropping about 15 minutes. Like, I think it was like right here, and then it kept selling. So they dropped another like 50% or 30%. I think they came back up a little bit, but going to be watching those, and we'll be seeing essentially throughout the day. I'm going to use this one as a place marker because depending on where things go, the key with these is getting close to the money. If they do get cheap enough, there might be some opportunities to flip. So that's the first play. Coming into this second play, it's going to be a firm, and we played this morning, and I simply bought it just because of the momentum. Again, a lot of things were moving. We saw financials and the Dow names up, but they're not really one of these Dow value type of names. So I was like, okay, tech stock, fintech, whatever you want to call it. I was like, it's moving a little bit. It was very strong, already up like 4 or 5%, and then the contracts met our criteria with everything we've been going over. So as far as the play, I grabbed the February 155 calls for $1.75. I grabbed 3 of them, but here's the option at $1.75. You can see pretty much towards the lower end of where this contract is, and you do get some time. In the best play, or the best part about this play that I like, is that it will cover earnings. So that's one thing we're going to keep in mind, but it does have to hold up. Again, if we get any sort of sell-off, earnings is still far enough away that these premiums aren't going to really hold the best. So don't get too comfortable just yet, but coming back to the premium on the daily and the relative value, let's make it a little bit bigger. You can see this is Thursday when it started. The contract was at 148. 175 was pretty much the price it was going at yesterday, and then yesterday it even opened up higher. It did drop a little bit lower. So I said, okay, there's some premium relative to yesterday, but it is back at the opening price again on the daily chart. You see how it held up. So I said, okay, there's momentum. Premium's not too bad. This stock can move. So thought it'd be a good play. It did end up working out pretty well. It only closed up 7% after that, but we were up like 30% at one point. But depending on how we close out the year here, and if people are still liking some of those names, I think that one's going to be a good one. So watch them. And then finally, Roblox, Disney, and CRM. And there's a couple of others, Microsoft, or I think Google, but the sad part is this is the Nancy Pelosi plays. And I say sadly because it has really became a real catalyst. So got a couple things with it. One, I already like Roblox, and even today kind of got some of that relief pressure after kind of underperforming, after overperforming. Again, it's at an interesting spot. It's one of those names that moved a lot, lost some of the gains in the last month, but is still up there. So we had that play earlier this week. Remember, we were up on that one, and then that one came down, but I did decide to grab another play, and I just want to see what's going to happen. I picked up the exact same play that Nancy Pelosi got. So she grabbed a January 23, a yearly 100 call. I don't know what price she got it for. We paid $26.94. It went up today. The one that we got the other day is down 137 or 13%. And then we got all of our shares. But here's the interesting part. Again, Nancy bought in at IPO kind of around when we did. She was a little bit earlier, but she got in at 60 and she hasn't purchased the whole year. The only time she's purchased anything else was these options, and she purchased around either $250,000 or $500,000 worth. So we'll see what's going to happen. But I think they could move again. It might be a catalyst. Watch all those other names like Disney, but those are the main plays. Then those are the only plays I did today. I sold out of the XLVs. They were up for a little bit, even like 30 or 40%. I couldn't get filled. I got filled at the lower end at 12 cents. There was a little pop in the morning. Again, those are the weeklies. Got a quick 20% like we talked about. That one was bigger, but a nice $200 profit. Closed out of that, and that was pretty much it. Otherwise, I think tomorrow there's going to be a lot of activity. Watch out for Amazon. It made that move. This one would have been a good option flip, but essentially, if things are looking good, you see the potential with that day trade. So, going to be looking out for that. And the video was doing good, and then it came down. It's unfortunate. Those premiums are down again, but keep an eye. Anything below here is not good, but if it does get some more support and kind of holds the top end of this, that will be good. There's still other chip makers holding up, so watch out for them. Disney, the options are all expensive. Even from when we sold out, it keeps climbing up there. So even Nancy bought it on the dip. Again, I think her order was on the December 17th. So she stole it at a good price, man. She stole it at a good price there. So watch out for that. Then ASON, these came back up a little bit. And again, there is a lot of sold off names, like again, the China stocks that really came up here today. Just watch out. Again, I expected more of this week, but watch towards next week and even to start the year. These are still in play, even though we're down on those. I like them. And then Microsoft contracts are getting interesting. They're still down. It's holding like 30%. They operated as a pretty weird leader today, but they're going to be key. Again, we saw them lagging throughout the day. We called this out and it had one of those pops. So just keep your eye out for them. And then CCL, I'm going to be watching any of those travel plays, even alongside UAL and even Uber or UAL. Those ones are going to get clapped. That's like $300 on the weekly from last week. We had one opportunity to exit and we didn't, and then that was it. It was pretty much a dud, but I'm still going to be eyeing these for tomorrow. Again, some of the travel may be hot. Then there's Tiva. They got the news with the opioid case opening up to liability. They dropped. We caught this news very early, baby. Shout out to Troy and Fast Stack News on Twitter, baby. We got it very early. I just didn't like the options on the cheap stock, but it ended up going crazy. So watch out for that tomorrow. Even if there's any other sympathies, then XCRS, that's the biotech approval. Again, cheap stock, Friday, retail, end of the year, small caps going up, FDA approval. If it does go crazy, this one might get a lot of eyes there. So watch out for that one. Then Abivai got a nice CNBC pump today, but this thing is going insane. So watch to the end of the year. Either people are going to keep buying it or they might sell it off, but the chart looks absolutely insane. And man, that long-term pickup looked juicy right there, but watch out for them in any of the other healthcare stocks. And then JD in the China stocks, if it goes day two, I mean, watch for any news, but some people are saying it's they're calling the bounce. They're calling it multi-year support. Again, it's not every name, but the index as a whole. So we'll see if it carries on or if it does broaden out. And then finally, TLT and the dollar. I mean, we talked a lot about it today and yesterday. It sucks that we came back up to the level. It kind of hides what we saw yesterday, but I think yesterday's move might have been it. We're going to have to watch because market tripped out a little bit today, but tech was really eager to run. So were the small caps. And I think you can't ignore that, but I think this is kind of hiding it in some of the demand. But this right here, I don't know. This may have been the early move, but the premiums didn't move at all. So we'll see tomorrow with the bond action. It may be very telling, and who knows? There may even be a play. So I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to envision your trailer, baby. It's game time. It's going to be a great year. But the Cole loves you. I love you. And we'll see you in the morning. Let's go.